So I'm pretty sure this topic has come up in people's head a bunch, but never really talked about a lot, so I want to go ahead and start it. I want to talk about video games and how they connect us in multiple ways. I'm sure that you guys have many, but I want to talk about the ones that had a great deal on my video game history as a whole. So let me know if you guys enjoy me just talking about things like this because I actually find this kind of fun to do and would be a nice change of pace. Dark Souls has had an impact on my life for a long time because it is easily one of my favorite games. I got into it when it was free on Games for Gold on Xbox 360, and that was a long time ago since the 360 days. Man, just going into the game itself, it's a whole different experience from the other games that I've played prior to it, you know. So, as a complete noob getting into the game, a lot of things surprised me and it was fun, you know. Even though I died a whole lot, man, a whole bunch of times, you know, the way the game was, it kept me coming back, you know, time and time again, and it had me wanting to learn more about the game itself because I've never really had an RPG type game to play before Dark Souls. So going through it, sticking with it like I did through all these years, you know, becoming a veteran at this point. I think if you play Dark Souls on the 360 first, you play all the Dark Souls on 360, 1 and 2. I believe you can call yourself a veteran because yeah, that's pretty much where it started, man, and where you start to develop builds and you start to look at YouTube videos of guys making these awesome videos. Ouroboros the Ninja, for instance, in his Dark Moon Blade Falchion build. Oh my god, those are the good days, man. P. Peterson, just to name a couple. But there are so many content. And Dark Souls is still popular as days go by. It's still popular today. I don't think Dark Souls is ever gonna die. Quite frankly, Dark Souls 3 stuff is still being uploaded, as you know, not really the other ones, but it's still alive nonetheless. I'm so glad I picked up Dark Souls. It is seriously a grand experience.
My son, it's setting.
So remember when I was talking about what connects us to our most favorite games the most? Well, I think the last couple of games that really do that pretty well are gonna be what I express here. So, Guitar Hero, what connects me to this game is fresh coffee, freshly brewed coffee in the morning. Because I remember when I was younger, and when I had Guitar Hero, pretty much almost all the Guitar Heroes on the PS2, you know, going up to the 360 version, I used to wake up early in the morning. I'd smell the freshly brewed coffee. You know, it was summertime. I was still in school. My mom would leave for work, and I would be alone, which gave me pretty much all day to just practice Guitar Hero, man. I would practice a long while just playing that game, you know, getting better. It's one of those games where it's easy to pick up, but extremely hard to master. And I'm gonna say extremely hard because you have your normal songs, like, you know, Guns N' Roses, Pat Benatar, Poison, Megadeth, you know, all those bands. But then you have stuff like what I'm showing you on the screen here. This is custom made by a person. His name was Infamous Colin. He was one of the custom Guitar Hero song creators on, I think, Guitar Hero World Tour. The thing is about songs like these, man, it forces you to learn a different way of playing the game, because you know they have a thing called patterns, and patterns, they're not exactly orthodox. They're completely unorthodox, and it challenge your fingers and your brain to try and learn these new patterns. And you know, I was very intrigued in Guitar Hero, dude. Guitar Hero Phenom was the first Guitar Hero content creator on YouTube that I found to be my most influential. You know, of course there are others that came down the line, but Guitar Hero Phenom, he was the most influential person at the time, and I learned a lot from him, and it made me want to go ahead and, you know, learn how to do more things in Guitar Hero. And it pretty much helped me move on to real guitar, because I fell in love with metal, rock, all that stuff, death metal, and I really wanted to learn how to do this music myself. I am a big fan of whammy bars. Oh my goodness. You know, when they do dive bomb, stuff like that. That was probably a bad take on the mic, but those of you that know about metal and stuff, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say dive bomb. So anyway, Guitar Hero, to this day, with the iteration of Clone Hero, which was fan made, oh my god, it helps the veteran Guitar Hero players continue on their years made craft, you know, which is just being good at the game, dude. Just being good at this game. It is not for everyone, because it takes a lot of dexterity. Same thing with actual guitar. It will take a long time for your fingers to register, hey, I can do this now. But I am so grateful for this game, and I will continue to play it even more now, because I need to get back into it, back in my prime days, you know. Good times. Alright, so here's a big one for me. Halo Reach. Man, this game takes me back to my extremely competitive days. Now, what makes me think of this game more is when I used to go into the campaign mode here and listen to Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix. That's the album, but the band name is Phoenix. And if you don't know who those guys are, here's a little tidbit. So sentimental, not sentimental, no. Revenge. Those guys, and running through the campaign, it's really a pleasant experience, really, because the music is so soothing, and you're just casually going through the campaign missions. It's just a really good time. It's one of those moments where you would have to had experienced it in order to fully understand the concept of this overwhelming feeling of just enjoyment while you're playing a game, you know. Halo Reach, oh man, there's a lot that comes into mind when I think about this game, dude. First off, of course, I started playing this game on the Xbox 360. And I looked at a lot of channels for pro Halo players, you know. Oh my god, the MLG, back when the MLG was popping, MLG Halo, those were some good times, man. I had a couple of favorites, one being Campy Vids on YouTube. I'm afraid he is inactive as of now, but he was one of my favorite Halo content creators on YouTube. One of them, you know. And of course you had FB Walshy I might be butchering his name, but there were a lot of channels that had montages of all these pro Halo players, you know, just scraping the heads of these people online, and it's just great, getting overkills, killtaculars. Man, those were the good days, man. Looking at stuff like that is good. It was good. So a little bit about Halo Reach. Pretty much what I'm showing you here. I think Halo Reach, in my opinion, is one of the Halos that has the most intimidating sniper. And what I mean by that is it literally sounds like a beast. Like when it goes boom, it sounds like it's an authoritative gun. It doesn't sound like a pinball machine just clinking about. You know, it sounds like there's power behind every shot. And, you know, it's stuff like that that really makes you appreciate a game. You know, little things like that. A lot of people don't think about the little things, they look at the big things. But as for me, this game, there's just no comparison, dude. Between this and Call of Duty, oh, dude, easily Halo, dude. Easily Halo. Because I think Halo has more of a learning curve than Call of Duty does. Because in Call of Duty, it just seems like, I'm not trying to make this into a competition here, I'm just stating what I believe is true. I believe Call of Duty is a run and gun type of game with a little bit of added sprinkles strewn about, you know. You can literally take people out in a couple of shots. It doesn't even matter who you are, dude. You can just go around and just pot shot, and they'll die. It's pretty much easier, in my opinion, than Halo. Of course, people will contest that, but again, this is my opinion that I'm putting out there. I'm not really looking for a debate here. I'm just stating what I believe is true, like I said. With Halo, man, where do I begin? There's so much skill put behind aiming and movement. Much like Tekken, movement is so key in Halo. It can literally determine whether or not you're going to win an exchange or not. It is so important, and a lot of people don't understand that. Mixing aiming with movement can literally make you a deadly player in this game, dude. Deadly player. And it takes years of playing shooters like this to really understand. Years of playing and research. Got to do a lot of research, man. There were a couple times where I looked up, oh man, how do I get better at this game? You know, why can't I aim well? You know, you do the research, man. You start to practice with a couple of friends, you know, in custom games. Then you take it online, get competitive, and over time you'll start to see those headshots just pop, pop, pop. They start lining up, and you start to feel better about yourself. So, man, there's just a lot of history with this game. I'm gonna tell you guys a little something now. The reason why I'm so passionate about Tekken and Josie in general is because of my competitive spirit. In Halo, I think in Halo 4 is where it really just arose to the top, right? I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the very best player in that game. When I used to be in a gaming community called DHG, I'm not a part of this community anymore, of course, but in this community, I wanted to be seen as a threat. I wanted my name, which was DHG Vampire, to have weight. And so, what did I do? I forged on. I forged on like you haven't seen before. I wanted to get so good that people would fear my name, fear to challenge me. And if I got, taken out a couple times, yeah, that would get to me because I worried about my image. I worried, oh man, I got killed a lot. Are people gonna think I can bleed? Can they think I can bleed? I can be taken out easily. I'm not a god or something like that. That was my mindset back then, you know. So just taking that sort of ego onto Tekken, it becomes a lot worse because there are characters in here that will just gimmick the living shit out of you, and it can make you feel like a total loser, right? So coming from a competitive game, and I was a lone wolf in Halo. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of team-based things, but if it came to like working as a team, I couldn't do it because I wanted to venture off and do my own thing. Because usually what happens is if you have teammates, usually you're gonna get taken out with them because that's how it worked with me. If I was with somebody, I am gonna get taken out a lot easier than me just being off by myself, getting my own angles, trying to work my own force in the match. And just taking that sort of mentality, that sort of gigantic ego onto Tekken, it just, you can see how it has, taken a toll as far as like losing and stuff and just handling that. It's heavy, dude. It is heavy. But over time, I've began to calm down a bit, think things through, people don't care about your image, they just care about, seeing you. I had to realize that a while back that, okay, so you're getting beat up a lot in this game. Don't take it so seriously. You can't do that because in the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's how it should be. But again, sometimes that ego comes up and it's like, uh-oh, my image. Am I really Ultra Instinct Josie or am I Ultra Instinct trash? I'm trying to break that shell, people. But I kind of got off subject, talking about Tekken mixing with Halo. But ultimately, man, this game, it's where I grew as a competitive player. Ultimately, Dark Souls didn't do it. Guitar Hero, even though it had competitive modes like Face Off and Pro Face Off, Guitar Hero 3 Veterans, you know what I'm talking about. It's really in Halo where I forged my competitive spirit, and I'm actually grateful for that because I don't think that flame is ever going to go away, the competitive spirit. And I think if I channel it correctly, like chakra, I can possibly get somewhere, maybe in some locals and stuff. So again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this little thing that I'm trying out. This is fairly new, trying my own mini podcast sort of thing, talk about some of my thoughts more loudly than just typed on the screen for you. I think it's much better I do it this way. So let me get getting tongue-tied here. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this because I would gladly make more. I think I'm going to name it Ultra Talks. Ultra Talks, mini series or long series depending on how well it goes from this first episode. So thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you in the next video.
Copy. What should we do with this? Any updates? Report back to me as soon as you know.